Hello, everyone. Yeah, okay, it works fine. So it's time, so let's start. So thank you so much for gathering here for the first session in the afternoon. So this session is the next wave in mobile video marketing. So please stay with us for 45 minutes from now. So let me introduce myself first. My name is Kanno from 5. Thank you so much. And our company is developing the platform for the mobile video. And you may already know, this is Mr. Morikawa from She Channel. Okay, let me see if the slide works. So actually, it's not the first time for us to get together. So, and last year we had an advertising Asia, the first one, and we became the sponsor, and we also had Mr. Morikawa to be here as well. So 1 year, it has been 1 year, but the time passes so quickly. So thank you so much. So last year, we talked about the launch of the service for mobile video and also the creation of contents. So those were the main discussion points last year. But from now on, we can see more video marketing for mobile. So we were kind of excited to talk about that last time. So and 1 year passed, and we've actually found a lot of best practice so far. So target phase has been over, and it seems to be it's getting more settled. So probably we can review what we have done so far. So this time, when it comes to the mobile video marketing, maybe we can review what we have done so far for the past 1 year, and then we can see what should be coming next. So please give Mr. Morikawa a big applause. Thank you. So, okay, we may not have enough time, so let's start. So first, let's give you the overview of the Japan's market for the mobile video. So mobile application may be used for 80 to 90% the users. So please think about what has happened 4 or 5 years ago. So when we think about traffic and also sales, I think game was the main factor for the industry. But then, so since it was a game, the users were not really interested in having communication through the mobile. But in these areas, there are a lot of like social medias and news applications and so on have been created. So the environment as media has getting settled. So from C channel's point of view, there is a media which have a certain theory. So for example, the cooking recipes and so on can create some community through smartphones. So the mobile video has been accelerating more and more within this year. So it may not be nice, only I keep talking. So but anyway, this era has been accelerating very fast. So Morikawa-san has more comments, has on the side more about the mobile marketing. So we have prepared 3 points to discuss here. So maybe we can review what has happened during 1 year, and then we can discuss further. So Morikawa-san, please start from C channel's point. So we also have our own apps, and also many social media such as Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, and so on. The few we have actually developed our applications, and we have around 18 million followers. So even for overseas, we can see more growth, especially in China. In China, in this January, we were selected at the one of the fourth position of the most influencing media company. So we actually have a great results. So we are focusing on the native ad and also in-stream movie. In-stream video were the ones who were originally started, but we can see more result from advertising as well. And we have created 12 ads per month so far. So we have many clients. So first, for women, so mainly for the cosmetics and ready-to-beauty products, but we have discussed and communicate with so many different clients. So, and after our discussion, I found the mobile video marketing is getting more popular. So when we talk about mobile video, YouTube is still strong, but I think there should be so many clients who actually would like to use mobile video for their promotion. When it comes to social media, I personally think as a user also, the social media is more about infrastructure related thing. So for example, Facebook, people see the private life of other people, but I think the C channel, your company, has launched your application for different purpose. For example, for women to see more fashion and beauty, and you actually have sort of like a solid target. Yes, exactly. So because we have like a video media, so although we have some mobile video advertising, it doesn't look awkward at all because it has a perfect match with our application. And also in this April, we actually had a real event. Can you click again? Yes, it appeared. So at the Tokyo International Forum on April 2nd, we had around 30,000 visitors. And we actually have to limit the audience because we have so many people. So we actually we actually had half of the videos presented there, and also provided some like real experience, especially for women. So they actually enjoyed and nail fashion and beauty and so on. So I don't think this kind of events offer Rikonama and maybe the only one which provides those kind of real experience event. But what was the reason and the target why you decided to have this kind of event? Because it has been only 2 years since we started working for the video side. So I thought it would be quite difficult to know more, to get more communication with users. So that's the reason why we decided to have this kind of. So are you planning to do that this year as well? Yes, we would like to do it. I know it costs a lot, but yeah. Anyway, so when users actually had a great experience, I have to say, like 2,000 to 3,000 women actually had real experience through the mobile video. So it was actually good. So if we don't provide this kind of event, not only providing through mobile video, I think it would be still difficult to expand this field. So yes, it was a quite significant event to get our funds. So okay, from me, I just would like to give a brief summary. So our company has grown a lot. So as of April, we had 27 million MLU users. So I don't know if someone who is ready to Facebook, I'm sorry, but I think Facebook has actually opened the information. They had about 27 million users. So I think our company is reaching quite similar level. So, and as like a C channel, we actually had more diversity of channels and industries, and we actually aggregated those information last week, and 60% of the users actually the repeaters of our application as well. So I thought our trial period has ended. Then, depending on the brands, the way they use the smartphone is a little different. So probably it seems to be we have actually achieved even more than we planned and expected. So I think it's the same for your company, Morikawa-san. We are creating some video. So when it comes to video advertisement, rather than using the sources we used before, I think it was important to have the more like a mobile application to increase the quality, and we'd like to avoid applying a lot of money for that when we think about the marketing itself. So, so I don't think there are so many companies which are actually using those like vertical style video. So that should be the original approach of your company's C channel, right? Yes, exactly. So mobile first creative is something we have to think about as challenge. And also from brand side point of view, it doesn't mean that we need to have so many platforms. So we have to avoid those kind of workload and make it simple as well. Okay, so from each point of view, we have reviewed our services for the past 1 year. So for the mobile industry, it's mobile video industry itself. What do you think about about the past 1 year? When by speaking of the mobile video advertising, and it can be used regularly, really, and we can see some good impacts also. So I think the video itself has better impact than the contents or details of the ad itself. So if media advertisement itself are increased, probably we can have more different types of video that. Have you ever noticed if there are any mismatch between the ad purpose and the video itself? So I think the objective of the purpose of the ads is quite important, because depending on the purpose, we actually change and modify the contents of the video. So for example, if the client is seeking the conversion, but when it comes to the video, it doesn't really work well, that also happened too. And also if we follow the methodology of creating the TV commercial, we cannot view the exact same image on the mobile phone. Yeah, that happens too. It's because the environment of the viewing the video is different from TV. So we have to think about that. So let me give you examples, because we prepare so many. So probably it might be kind of giving you. So Morikawa-san, can you click? Okay, our major clients are related to beauty and cosmetics and also daily products. So let me introduce those videos to you. This is from Kao. So we are not thinking about creating just a regular TV commercial. So we like to show how the product should be used. So it's like a how-to movie, how-to video. C channel, actually, you have created that kind of category already. So brand communication is also related to how-to side. Yes, because we can get more clicks and viewers, and there are so many repeaters as well. So engagement itself is quite high, and we receive so many comments for this kind of how-to video. Yeah, because it's quite useful. How-to video is quite useful. Well, even from client's side, they want something creative which they want to check again and again. They can be able to the next one. Yes, please. This is Givenchy. So when we have some discussion with the cosmetics company, so they said there aren't so many women who know the characteristic of the cosmetics. So, but we don't want to focus on that. So we kind of want to touch the characteristics of the cosmetics and explain through the video. Okay. So there should be some product which video marketing should be effective, and there are some others which video marketing are not effective too. Yeah, that should be one of the point for creatives too. So cosmetics are the nature, and yes, it is just quite easy and effective to use a video marketing. So when it comes to like beverages and food, it is still little difficult to explain and describe from this kind of video. Okay, so far I've shown you the F1 channel information, and this is the one which doesn't reach the F1, but for the products which we need to attract younger people. This is from Momoya, yes. So we have so many recipe videos now that our target is the audience who don't usually cook, but they are who are looking for something easy to cook. Do you actually do some development with the food companies? Yes, we do that sometimes, because there are some recipes which we need the food from the certain company too. So this is a pudding. So kind of like a shaking and bouncing video is bouncing image is quite important, because it is quite attractive. Yeah, I skipped my lunch, so this video is quite attractive. Because since the target is girls, they like something pretty. So other users actually try to create the same type of the food. Yeah, they do. We can see. We found that from Instagrams. So from the brand side, that would be quite interesting, because that should be spread once someone put it on the Instagram. It should be spread right away. It was bouncing. It was I get so hungry, and some other features and characteristics for recent one. So not only from our company, we need to have some collaboration with some other medias. So I mean, signage is, we need to have some synergy effect also. So companies, some they can clients signage and online should be something linked. So yes, so they can use kind of as a second source too. Yes, of course. So we can provide this video to the client, and the client can use that for something else, and there is no cost between that. So we also do some collaboration with the TV stations such as TBS. So now younger generations are kind of away from TV. So, but once we put something ready to TV station on a mobile application, probably they can get more young audience as well. So from the C channel, you show the content of video, and then that should be expanded later, right? And so then that actually affects the rate of the TV itself. Yes. Okay, so let's review it. This is the signage. So nowadays we have kind of long rectangle style signage. Yeah, we use exactly this kind of signage for our promotion too. So, but the thing is, the signage, like long rectangle style video for signage, is still not popular. So when we see the signage, sometimes we find the signage, but the video itself appears only the corner of the screen. So, but it should be better to be spread on the full screen. For this one, So this is for the TV station. So for the actress who actually was in the TV drama appeared on the video. So the Miss Torindo actually appeared as a clipper for this video. Yeah. So by having the cross media, you can create a touch point. And we also hear the voice saying that has a great impact on brands. So you are actually constantly working on this kind of works as well. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Okay. So we've just introduced the examples of C channels, but we actually were starting talking about the reach, convert, engagement from last year. So when it comes to cloud, we need to store the reach first, and then how we can improve the target engagement, and that the last stage, final stage should be the conversion. So we'd like to involve more users to research and create those kind of bets. Let's start from the first stage, reach. So this is example from Coca-Cola, Japan. So let's watch it first. Can you bring them up?
これ新しい
This is a new product with a new taste and new flavor. Pikotaro, he was a big fad last year. And it was triggered by teenagers, actually. Many teenagers use some applications and media, and this was targeted on those platforms. That's how the reach was done for this commercial. It was about a 45-second commercial. It's like a Japan-made star. The performance is fantastic. And there's another creative that does a different type of advertisement called To Each Community. Next, we have, let's say we have a television CM material, and the creative that goes into this is, well, we're not making this from zero. It's about how to optimize this for mobile applications. There's a lot of elements in here. Please take a look. On the left is the commercial. And I think many of you know this commercial. But on a mobile, the attitude of watching it is a little different, so we have to change the approach. So now on the right-hand side, it's a different creative team that did it for the mobile environment. It seems similar, but let's dissect it. Who is talking? That's clear on one, because mobile users tend to relax in and out. So we have to keep that in mind. The second point is, if the scene is too long, then there is a drop in attention. So we need to find something that is attractive, or we have to speed up the pace. So that's why we put in the countdown element. And this 30% off, it's a key visual, so we kept that. And the end card. For digital media, you have to do some give them an initiative. So that's the production value element of this commercial. So what we're doing here is called mobile optimization, and we're doing it quite efficiently, as you saw. And the big font was good, and because when you're in vibrate mode, you don't hear any sound, so you have to take those under consideration. Next, engage. People use that word a lot, left and right, but you have to target, then try to raise engagement. This is a consumer finance company in Japan called Promise. It's a credit card loan company, and since last summer, they've been working on this. And the card categories, the cards, it's a very competitive industry, I think many of you know. And F1 is the entry layer, and we're trying to get more people into that industry. But here, this has nothing much to do with credit card loans. What we want to do is in the television CM is to get people to get interested in credit card loans. We have to appeal to the sense of the services that you could get from this. Those are not fully brought to the fore, so you have to work on that. And with all of those things in mind, we made two. This is one of them. If this comes in as a feed into a smartphone, it's good for when you think about the user's environment. Even a housewife, for a housewife, we would do something like this. Credit card loans, it could be tricky. We want to try to do something that meets the utilization of the users, then bring it to the audience. We have to think about it in terms of pictures, and we have to explain all that in a very short, limited time. And the same thing goes into the creative aspect of this. We have to compare it against competitors. We have to think about, who it's targeting, who it's not targeting, and you have to look at that in terms of experience, analyze the numbers, then improve the distribution or the creative aspects. That's the cycle. And that's what we're doing more of as of late. It's also, these data have to be taken at certain points. We're still not super clear, but we have to still understand. We want some purposes change, objectives change. Sometimes we want users to look at a deeper aspect as opposed to a superficial aspect. Lastly, that's convert. It was a hot. So this is a hot issue from last year. It's from Otsuka Pharmaceuticals. Please take a look at this video first. They did a contest for contents, and this is one of the contest video clips. Inside the app, there is like a special entry form, and they got about 600 videos. And this was seen about 4 million times. So it's a pretty popular contest. And based on reaction, we did like a follow-on, actually, and this. So it takes the user's video footage. We did a follow-on, and this was put on air on a television commercial. Take a look. Yeah, everyone's doing pretty well. Yeah, they're good at dance. This is not like a regular dance. It's very concerted effort. And so we took some So so this originally came from the submitter. It was connected, tied in with a television commercial. It was shown then on a music television show. So it was a fun campaign. And this was the best creative ever that we did at our company, had the best engagement numbers. And we've been fostering all of these skills. Like, we've been working with Pocari Sweat for a long time. We've been growing their brand. We learned a lot. We've been doing it and learning. We've been working on television commercials. We've been working on it flexibly. So we don't know what's going to come from the submitters. And I talked about this same thing with the agencies, and through that, we built on our client relationships. But anyways, this case study that we're looking at was such a case where all of this happened. Now we've seen a number of case studies, and in last year alone, there's many things that happened in last year alone, but mobile and advertisement collaboration, what direction is that going to go in the next year, Mr. Morita? So a combination of different media. I think we're going to leave the mobile sphere, and the format is we're mainly working with native videos, but we have to find a way that could make really good use of it, like adding various functionalities and also the contents itself. We want something that's not so native advertisement-like. So you're going to work on all of those. You're going to have a creative team, resources, and you're going to work with agencies, advertisement agencies, and clients, and you want to be able to support basically those parties in different ways, correct? Yes. We have a contents making team and an advertisement making team, and we combine those into one team, and we've been thinking of from on a daily basis. We have a team that's surveying, researching what kind of collaboration efforts can be made between what and what. In the U.S., the publishers have they work closely with the ad creative team. So you're doing something like the U.S. model. Yes, that's what we do. Clients, we want the clients to take a really good look at what we create, so we keep that in mind. And I think we used up most of my time. Time is passing by very quickly for us. And these video commercials about marketing, those two were the first wave. Next, the second wave is, what would that be? So today, Mr. Morikawa and I are talking about on stage what the second wave would be. And we came to a pretty close agreement on that. And we both work on the same thing. That is video commerce, sell things through video. So we thought we could reinvent the shopping experience. That's what we're thinking about right now. So C-Channel is already doing e-commerce. So what is the objective of doing commerce? In commerce is like you do a search, you find there's something that you really like, and you do a search for that and buy the cheapest of that. And the more you do that, it's a very reasonable consumer activity, and you're buying. And before, there's something called window shopping. So there's always this impulsive shopping. So first of all, you're looking at a video clip, and we want to create a situation where people would want what's in the video footage. And even if it's a bit high in price, we want to make people buy it. And afterwards, consumers would, compare and buy. Although, no, there's not going to be such phases. The consumer can just buy it on the spot. But we're doing a lot of surveys. In the case of clothing, it helps if you, same thing, if it clothes, if it's on somebody with a slim figure, it sells better. If it's cosmetics, somebody who could wear cosmetics well can sell cosmetics better. So on SNS, we have to understand what kind of video footage would sell a particular product is what we have to think about. And making prices reasonable is something that you cannot avoid even for Amazon. Video footage is a personal experience. It shortens the distance. And if it's somebody who you respect, admire, who is trying to selling that, then that stirs the users, the consumers' appetite, and that's working. That's happening on a big scale in China. Let's look at China's example of e-commerce. And there's Powwow. It's an e-commerce site, and there's Wanfeng. These are Chinese YouTubers, and so these are people who sell things in like a 1 hour time limit. And some people would, certain people would like sell like 500 million units. It's amazing. And in about February, I went to China. China, everything is done on a larger scale. And I think a lot of people here watch the US when they want to watch trends. Mobile first, I think it's all China. I felt that China is much ahead of Japan. So in Japan, I feel that there's not much e-commerce yet, so I want to work on more of that. And this morning, there was a press release. My company is Five, and we do a video commerce site at this company, Five. And we're trying to do it like a distributed format video commerce platform. And it's going to be the first of its kind. Please take a look. Ordinarily, in the past EC experiences, we have people come to the EC site, the shopping site, then buy. So there is a landing page or a splash page, and that's where people come, and shopping is conducted there. That's on the very left. What we want to do is a more distributed e-commerce. That is, the EC commerce site. We show that attractively with visuals. And the visual is going to have some action functionalities embedded, and there's different kinds of user community, like fashion applications, so on and so forth. Like we're going to have that tied up with one of those kind of e-commerce sites, and we want to make it more instantaneously sellable. It's difficult to explain this in words, so I'll show you a demo. This is an example of sampling. And on the video, what happens is it doesn't do anything to the outside. So all the settlements and inputs can be done without connecting to some outside source. But this kind of chops up the experience. So when you think about C channel, a lot of people come to C channel because they don't want to go anywhere else. So we thought about it. We deal with many different types of media. So what we want to do is we're working on this new type of experience that I'm describing here, and that's what we sent out in our press release. First of all, there's 4 elements. Merchandising, it has to be an attractive product. Then visuals. We need to have somebody who has the values that that particular community has. That person needs to be a spokesperson and speak to that community. Then we need to work with a community, a media community that has a good number of users. Then what's supporting all of that is a distribution technology. And the reason I'm explaining this because I also start working on a project with C Channel, so I wanted to show this as well. C-Channel has C-Channel shopping, and they purchase products, and they already have a creative team that does all of this. And what we have over in the exhibition area is used to send out their information to the people of Japan and such. This is very popular, I heard, this Lips product. So they follow, for merchandisers, you have to follow trends. So if it's a fad, everyone wants to share it. So it's more effective that way. And how much would this sell? I'm very interested. And smartphone screens can be used for many visual outputs going forward. So when you see a commercial, you have an image of a product, and when you go to a store, you have that thing in mind. But this screen perhaps can become an instant storefront, and also forms like a suggestions box. A mobile phone can become a suggestion box as well. Also, we can focus our target, but at the same time, we'll still continue to take surveys. Is perhaps something we want to do on a smartphone. That's what we're thinking of right now. We want to rebuild the market, redesign the market. So, but anyways, we're doing a trial projects on this. I'll announce this next year on the results of this project. Well, hopefully. What I'm thinking about when I think about these things is we want to have people like this, they're underneath the futon, they're looking at things, they want to become more attractive, so they're looking for something on the smartphone, and we want to deliver an experience that speaks to those people, like in the slide above. So that's the end of my presentation, and I have about a minute and a half, and this is the last slide. So selling things through visuals, this new type of shopping experience, is what we're focusing on. And what do you think is the crux of that? It really depends on the product. If it's fashion, too much explanation ruins the experience. So more imagery, delivery imagery is better. But in Japan, for cosmetics, you have to explain things more descriptively, and that helps the sales. But that's still being researched. We don't really know what is the best solution to sell each type of product. I don't know whether it's somebody who's beautiful should show up as a spokesperson or somebody else. We're looking at doing different tests to find out who would be the best influencer. So, like in my experience, depending on the user group, it's different. Every area's reaction is different. So every area would be scored differently. So in order to create a real demand, well, we want to create a real demand for our shopping's future. Television shopping, we do that quite a bit lately, and television shopping, even the price is a little high, we're still able to move products, so that's good to know. But if you have any questions about the commerce field, please speak to me or Mr. Morikawa after this session. That's all we have. It's the end of our time. So mobile visuals, next wave. That was the end of our presentation. Thank you.